What's up YouTube? Thanks for checking out the video. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at an indictment coming out of Arizona in the election interference case involving Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows. So it looks like former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Rudy Giuliani, as well as 16 others, have been indicted by an Arizona grand jury for attempting to overturn Trump's loss to Joe Biden in the 2020 election. So a little bit of background on this for anyone who's not familiar. 2020, there were a lot of contested results in many different states. In Arizona, Rudy Giuliani and I think it was 10 other people, there's just 17 indicted, but Rudy Giuliani, 10 other people, signed these fake elector certifications, I guess, in order to hand the Electoral College votes to Donald Trump, and that's what this lawsuit is about. So 11 Republicans have been indicted for falsely declaring Trump won the Arizona in 2020, including a former state party chair, a 2022 U.S. Senate candidate, 2 sitting lawmakers, for 9 counts of conspiracy, fraud, and forgery, as alleged by the Arizona Attorney General, Kris Mayes. So for today's news, we're going to be heading over to the AP, where it's being reported that 18 are being indicted in the election interference case. So the indictment released Wednesday names 11 Republicans who submitted a document to Congress falsely declaring that Trump won Arizona in 2020. And again, they include a state party chair, Senate candidate. So the identities of 7 other defendants, including Giuliani and Meadows, were not immediately released because they had not been yet served documents. They are readily identifiable based on description of the defendants, however. So with the indictments, Arizona becomes the 4th state where allies of the former president have been charged with using false or unproven claims about voter fraud related to the election. Now, this is where I think they went wrong. I don't think they should have said fraud. They should have said election interference. I think that would have been way easier to prove, and the standard for evidence probably wouldn't have been as high, because there was a bunch of stuff that they could have used for election interference. There was the whole Hunter Biden laptop thing. There were like the videos of ballots being pulled out from underneath desks. There were polling places that randomly stopped counting. There was the water main break. There were so many things that at the very least were suspicious about the 2020 election. So continuing on, the indictment alludes to Giuliani as an attorney who was often identified as the mayor, and another defendant is referred to as Trump's chief of staff in 2020, which was Mark Meadows. The other descriptions point to Mike Roman, John Eastman, Christina Bobb, Charles Burnham, George Terwilliger. Another lawyer representing Meadows, or the lawyer representing Meadows, said he had not seen the indictment, but if Meadows is named, it is blatantly political and politicized accusation and will be contested and defeated. Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Though the 11 people who had been nominated to be Arizona's Republican electors met in Phoenix on December 14, 2020 to sign a certificate saying they were the duly elected and qualified electors. So just based off this information alone, I'd say that the Democrats have at least a basis for bringing these lawsuits forward, because according to the National Archives and the process to become an elector, the electors are chosen during the general election. So if they're not chosen during the general election and, they're not, I guess, certified, I don't think electors can be replaced unless the state itself has provisions for disqualifying electors. but that's usually only for electors who have already been chosen, who have already been sworn in, certified, whatever the process is, and then they go against state law by not voting for the candidate who won the popular vote, such as these people. David Bright, elector from Maine, voted for Bernie Sanders and Tim Kaine, but then changed his vote to Hillary Clinton. So in Maine, he would be a faithless elector. He would be removed. Same thing in Minnesota and for Michael Baca in Colorado. So, like it says right here, the electors were disqualified from voting for their pledged candidate due to state law or party rule requiring electors to vote for their pledged candidate. Realistically, the only way that this could have potentially, I guess, been legitimate was if Pence had rejected the certifications, which I think probably was a mistake that he didn't do. He could have easily rejected the certifications for a little bit and said, hey, there's a lot of irregularities going on. There's a lot of stuff that we need to investigate. The courts are refusing to investigate these things. I'm not going to certify this election. If they had gone that route, I don't think we'd be having the problems we're having right now. But hindsight's 2020. So there were 8 lawsuits that challenged Biden's victory in the state. One was filed by one of the 11 Republicans being indicted. The lawsuit asked the judge to decertify the results that gave Biden his victory in Arizona and block the state from sending them to the Electoral College. In dismissing the case, U.S. District Judge Diane Humatua said Republicans lacked legal standing, waited too long to bring their case, and failed to provide the court with factual support for their extraordinary claims, which is what I said earlier. Way too hard to prove fraud. Election interference would have probably been easier. And the Arizona charges come after a string of indictments against fake electors in other states. December, a Nevada grand jury indicted 6 Republicans for, looks like the same thing. Michigan filed felony charges that included forgery and conspiracy to commit election forgery. Same thing. Let's see. 1 head charges dropped after reaching a cooperation deal. The 15 remaining defendants have pled not guilty. 3 electors have been charged in Georgia alongside Trump. That's Fannie Willis's case, I believe, which is not going well. Wisconsin, 10 Republicans. Trump was indicted in August in a federal court over efforts to cling to power after his defeat, including the fake elector scheme. See, they keep saying stuff like that, like, oh, he was trying to stay in power, he wanted to stay in the White House, but he left. Like, he just took his ball and went home. So, all the way up until, January 19th, or whenever the new president's sworn in, like, he has that time to, question the process or question the votes. But in the end, he left. So I don't understand why these people are getting so up in arms about it. Like, they're not going to do the exact same thing if Trump wins this year in 2024. Like, they're not going to challenge the election. And it's just going to become this ridiculous cycle of, well, they did it, so I'm going to do it. And it's just, someone needs to be an adult and just stop. Let's see. So in a statement, Hoffman accused Mayes, that's the AG of Arizona, of weaponizing the Attorney General's office in bringing the case, but didn't directly comment on the indictment's allegations. Let me be unequivocal. I am innocent of any crime. I will vigorously defend myself, and I look forward to the day when I am vindicated of this naked political persecution by the judicial process. None of the others have responded to either phone, email, or social media from the AP seeking comment. So, this is kind of just ridiculous in and of itself, because at the end of the day, they won. And I understand there needs to be repercussions for the actions, but the way they're going about this is just ridiculous. And if you look at all the indictments happening against Trump right now in New York with Bragg, Letitia James, Fani Willis, none of them are going very well. And I can relatively easily say that if Trump wins in 2024, none of these lawsuits are going to matter anyway, because he's just going to pardon everybody. So instead of wasting their time focusing on going after these people, going after these Republicans, they should be trying to help Joe Biden. I mean, the man is flailing, and it's honestly kind of sad. But that's what I got for today, you guys. Thanks for checking out the video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this situation. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.